Family dysfunction is a juicy topic for authors, and Patty Callahan Henry dives right into it with her book, The Stories We Tell. The work dissects marital stress, parenting a teenager, lying, and financial infidelity. Patty joins me now. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Those
glad to be
are
here.
some juicy topics indeed.
Yes. You seem to cover all of them in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
There's a story in there, too.
So what inspired this story?
You know, this is the first book that I've written that was inspired more by an idea than a what if. This is my 10th book, and the other 9 have all been inspired by a what if this, what if that.
Yeah.
And this one was inspired by A Woman's Job by Letterpress, by The Creative and The Handmaid, and the kind of clash that has with the fast-paced technology world we live in. And it opens with a bang, and we follow her through the rest of the story.
Okay, so the her you're talking about is Eve, the
Eve
main
Morrison.
character. So she works in an old school environment.
Yes.
And what types of things are happening with her?
You know, she's very focused on her natural, handiwork and raising her daughter and her family. And then there's a car wreck. And her husband and her sister are in the car wreck together. And this opens up all the cracks in the family that she was trying to ignore all along. So there's kind of there's a play on image in her, as far as her work goes, and an image as far as the family goes. And how does she keep up the image of the family when obviously something is falling apart?
Right.
So her job, and the reason she has this job, and part of the reason I used it, was because her job is about image, and it is about beautiful imagery. But we can't use that in our real life if we want to look at the truth.
Wearing the mask.
Yes. And painting the fence white over and over and over.
Ooh, that is such an interesting topic indeed. So you set the story in Savannah, Georgia.
I did.
Why'd you do that?
I did it for a couple reasons. One, Savannah is just full of mystery and lore and old stories and ghosts of the past, and the architecture is beautiful, and the art school is there, SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. And my character, because she works in letterpress, also teaches there. And so I set it in a place where not only is the mystery of the city lend itself well to the story, but also her job lends itself well to the setting. I spend a lot of time in Savannah, and my daughter actually goes to SCAD. So I knew a lot about it, and I had some of that history undergirding it. And it was actually an amazing city. It's the first time I've set one of my books in Savannah. They've always been set in the Southeast and in the Low Country, but it's the first time I've used Savannah.
Did you go to Savannah to write?
I did go to Savannah to write and walk around and do some research and go into the buildings where some of the scenes take place, and some of the streets where the scenes take place, and the hospital where the opening scene takes place. So yes, I did, and I did right there. I wrote a lot of chapters there. Not the whole book, but a lot of it.
This is your 10th book. What's next for you?
Oh, another one. Not today, though.
Not today, because you have a book signing in just a few minutes.
I do, in 10 minutes or so. I'm supposed to be, so do you have a little rocket for me to get there?
Let's see, 11:49. You can make it.
I can make
Quail
it? Okay.
Ridge is pretty close, so tell our viewers how they can catch up to you.
I'm going to be at Quail Ridge today for lunch with Diane Chamberlain, and we're going to have a local author, huge best-selling author, and we're going to have a little discussion. We're going to talk about reading and writing and life as a writer, and we're going to interview one another and the similarities and differences between us, and it's going to be really fun. So if I have 11 minutes to get there, so do you. So go get there.
Right. And 4:40 is pretty easy to traverse this time of day. So
I'm going to be late,
okay.
so you can be late. Let's go.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me.